of a character like that. It's gonna be hard to deal with, and just like that, they're not. If you aren't ready for that, as most characters, there's not much you can do. Especially if you change up the pattern. But that teleport mid-air is wonderful. He's able to jump back and just react accordingly. And now on the offensive.
I mean, this is just absolutely dominating right now. Knicks is just trying to do some Goro things, and just Mingled Jester is all over the place right now. And yet another variation we don't get to see much anymore. Maybe Emperor Knicks is feeling a little rusty dealing with Kombat Cup. And on paper, you see the powerhouse that Goro is up close, even with his double hitting armors. That's hard to deal with as Kombat Cup, but Mingled Jester is doing extremely well right now.
Oh, and to the corner, and caught Jester that time, trying to wake up meterlessly.
You know, down one into the reverse grab, keep himself out of the corner. Very smart, but Knicks getting these little bits of damage and just building up as much meter as possible. Mingled Jester gonna do everything he can there.
Oh, the bit slap into the
Dream
throw
is
there.
still alive. The Dream is absolutely still alive. Knicks spends the bar. That was very smart, because if he got opened up, that was definitely the match.
I think if Jester would have committed to that combo, I've seen Revet do some decent damage with 3 bars. And
absolutely.
Yeah, if you feed the meter burn, the end of that Rekka, man. And now Knicks on a tear, taking half of Mingled Jester's life, sitting on 3 bars of meter.
The down one spins are just an absolute godsend. That's been almost the entirety of this 3rd round. And now Knicks so close to just closing it out. He's just going to take his time here. I mean, it almost looks like he's kind of fishing for brutality right now. Definitely not something I recommend doing if that's the case. But the down one spin again, closing out the first match. I mean, that's what we're talking about with Goro. That's what Goro does best. Down one in the special. A very interesting yet simple, but in a way complex at its core to deal with.
There's a lot of mix-ups that he can do off of it. I mean, there's down one tick, down one spin, down one punch walk, all safe. The spin a little more safe than punch walk, and so scary because both of them on EX do launch, and there's a lot of options that he has. And the down one command throw sets up all of those spins later on to where you try to counter poke the down one, and then you just end up eating even more mix. And I mean, 14% off the spin alone can add up so quick, and you saw it there. 3 or 4 of them hitting around, and you're almost dead.
And the EX low trail just with a down 2, keeping it nice and simple. I respect it. A clean jump in, but no bar. Just keep the combo going. And there's that armor that we're talking about. Knicks, as Goro, just has so many options for armored moves, and a run under to switch positions. That was gorgeous. Just down one in the command grab, very smart by Mingled Jester, doesn't fall for it. But just all the damage and all the plus frames goes for the raw command grab that absolutely does it. 16% as a command grab. Please. There you go, a little bit of a party crasher there in the air, narrowly escaping that interactable. And here's that pressure that Kobu's known for. Another grab. You see, he's being very cautious when getting in that up-close range. But the drill not punished. This is going to do a very nice chunk of damage. Emperor Knicks dropping the end of the combo, picking it up with a 1-2-1, and feeling those plus frames.
And that's what's scary, is even when he's minus, he built so much bar off of these down one spin or down one punch walk. He builds so much bar so that if you want to counter poke it when he's finally negative, armor. And it just plays this mind game with you constantly. And Mingled Jester avoiding everything he can and walks straight into a wake up raw punch walk, and Knicks is gonna steal that round from Mingled Jester, and he's gonna go up 2-0 here.
That wasn't even a meter burn wake up punch walk. That was as raw as it could possibly be, and it still managed to pay off. That was actually really smart, considering he must have known that Tanya was out of range to do any sort of meaty setup. So he didn't have to spend the bar, waited to hit confirm it. The most savage thing I've seen all night, but in a way, extremely calculated.
Somewhere in the world, Tyler Lansdowne is smiling right now.
Oh,
Wake up,
absolutely.
raw punch walk. Just won a match. Somewhere he's really happy right now.
And you look at it on the flip side, how demoralizing is it to lose a match by raw punch walk? There you go, the EX, just trying to get a little bit of damage, just sneaking in that first hit to get all this follow-up damage. Not only is he sitting at 34%, he now has that corner damage to work with. And armoring right out of those plus range. Very smart, because the corner is a dark and scary place against Goro. There you go, keeping his distance. We don't normally get to see that from Knicks, but he knows he has the life lead. Why bother risking it by going in? Let Mingled Jester spend all the bar that he has left, and he'll go for the chip out damage. Down one, closing that out.
That one has a great hitbox too, catching Jester even on the jump out. And Kobu can't really keep that pressure. Plus, so all you do is see Knicks block and then check with the down one. That's all he really has to do against this Kobu pressure.
And just look at all this damage. He knows that Mingled Jester is kind of trying to scout out the eventual command grab. So Knicks is keeping it simple, and it's so smart. Look at the damage! And gets clipped by the overhead. That's 100% death.
And takes
right
her!
on the head.
Oh my gosh. Literally blowing her back out.